Hello my gorgeous loves out there and welcome. In today's video we are going to be getting into multiple looks with multiple indie products. I have the Secret Garden palette from Beaute Bar, the Just a Taste palette from Unearthly, and 4 of the mini palettes from Glaminatrix and 2 of their blush duels. So I'll see what I can come up with, test out the formula, and give you my thoughts. But before we get into this video, if you're new here, hello, welcome. My name is Bree. I'm a crazy lover of all things beauty. I like to post a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, and I like to do a lot on indie makeup. So if that is what you're into, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. But with that being said, let's get into this video. So for today's video, I'm going to be creating 4 looks. So I'll do one look with the Secret Garden from Beaute Bar, the Just a Taste palette from Unearthly, and then I will split up these minis into 2 and do a look with each. So I'll be doing a look with the like nudie and berry palette, and then a look with the blue and green palette, and I'll use the cheap product duels in all of the looks just so I can test them out in different ways, and then I'll give you like my thoughts at the end, just like kind of a first impressions, and I'll come back in a future ranking and let you know my final thoughts and everything. Now I'll do this video the same where I'll show you the swatches and the product up close, and then we dive into the look, and that's how I'll be doing it throughout the video. Now if you do want to see the video of me doing the comparison and swatches and giving all the info on these products, I'll link it below. I'll put it up in the corner for you to check out and all that good stuff. So I think we should now jump into these looks. I'm gonna start off with the cream and then the powder, and then in another look I'll switch it up, but I'm gonna get a stippling brush and just wipe it off here, and I'm just gonna dip in there. It's a beautiful, cool, like bubblegum pink, which is like all the rage. Like so many different brands have come out with these kind of colors, so I'm just stippling it on. This is a very creamy formula, and I feel like it's more of a buildable formula. And now let's go over the powdered side on top and just kind of like set it and see what this does. This powder is very, you know, loose and powdery, and the pan a lot kicks up as you dip your brush. So definitely dust off the excess. Ooh, okay, that adds some more color and vibrancy. And because, you know, you're putting it over a tacky blush, it's really gonna grip to the cream blush. So I'm really liking how this looks. I need to kind of diffuse the product out a little bit just so it's not too bold. I feel like I'm very blushed up, but I'm going to do that real quick and add some bronzer and highlighter, and I'll be right back. I went ahead and used the Park Ave Princess palette from Tarte, went in with the shade for bronzer, and for highlighter I actually have the She Glam Lunar Glow highlighter on my cheeks. It's a beautiful pinky one. I don't know if that's the shade name, but if not, it'll be in the description below. And now we can get into these 2 little mini palettes from Glaminatrix, the Entrancing Eyes and the Elegant Eyes. I'm going to use this little pencil brush that was from Itspell, and I'm going to start off with Splendid on the outer corner. Just create a shape. I will probably do the same thing with the blue and green palette. Just makes it easier so I can feature the colors from both. Just creating like a defined shape. Now that I have that laid down, I'm going to go into the Gorgeous shade. And I'm going to use that to blend out the edges a bit. I will go back and build that shade up in a bit. I just want to get everything softened. This is just like a very cool grayish pinkish shade. And now we can get into some of these brownie tones in the inner portion. So I'll start off with this one right here. This is in the Elegance Eyes palette, the Graceful shade. It's a warm brown shade, and I'm just going to curve that in the front here. It's gonna add a good amount of like warmth and oranginess to the look, but I'm just going to concentrate that right there and kind of fuse it a little bit into the pinky shade. And then I'm going to use the same brush and go over the edge with Donate, which is just a beige shade, just to soften the edges and make things look, you know, more blended and seamless, like I did with the pinky shade. And I would like to add some depth to this outer corner and go in with the Enticing shade. And use that with the same little pencil brush I used for the pink, and just dab it on the outer corner, kind of at a diagonal kind of angle shape, and just get some smokiness. Kind of bring it on this outer corner as well. Connect it up. And I'm going to bring Splendid, the pink that I started off with, further through. And now we can get into some shimmer. I'm just going to put the Shine On Enhancer from Cleona and their collab that they did with Bad to the Brow. I'm going to go into, I think, this Captivate shade right here, and I'm going to use that a little bit on the lower lash line, like just right there in the portion where I left some space. Now for the lid, I'm going to go into this Scrumptious shade, which is like a kind of bronzy one. I'm using the same brush I used for the lower part with the magenta shimmer, and I'm just going to kind of fuse that into the edge of the deep berry shade that I use in the outer corner. And then I'm going to go into Cultivate for the inner portion here, and like in the center. I'll take a little bit of Elegant right in the very inner portion. This is kind of silvery champagne is how I would describe that. And I want to go into this palette and use the Entrancing shade. It looks like a goldeny pink, and use that in the inner corner just to brighten that area up. And then I'll use Bewitch, the shade right here in the center, on my brow bone. And I think that is it. Easy peasy, very simple look. I'm gonna go back into the mattes and like clean things up and like blend and add some more shape and refinement to the look, and do my other eye, figure out something for mascara, you know, do some liner, figure out a lippy, maybe add a detail or something, and I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, loves, I am back, and here is the finished look. I did do a little extraness for this one. I don't know, I was feeling a little jazzy, so I added like a little arch shifty metallic that goes to like pink, and then I put little gems at the end of the lines just for something fun and extra sparkly goodness. But I love how this turned out with like, you know, the nudie tones and the like berry shades and everything. So yeah, that is the first look. Now what I did off camera is I went in with the tattoo liner from KVD and used that to create a wing. I went in with the Milani mascara and the FanFest mascara from Benefit. And then for my waterline, I wanted to keep a fun little pinky moment going on. So I used the Colourpop Creme Gel Liner in Loverboy. It's kind of like a hot pinky shade. Kind of matches with what's in the arch. I haven't used this one in a while, so I put that in the waterline. And then for the little arch that I have here, it is from Unearthly Cosmetics. It's their Immortal liquid liner. This was, I think, in one of their one of their mystery boxes or something, I think. Or no, maybe it was part of their Dreamer collection. I can't remember. But I have this little beauty on in the art. And the 2 gems I got from like a set of gems from Adept Cosmetics. And then for my lips, I have the Beyond Jelly Sheer Lipstick from Nabla. This is the shade Ardor. That is what I got on here. It's like juicy goodness. And it has like a reddish tone to it. It's such a pretty formula. And that is what is on my lips. And that's all I did to complete this look. It's so cute. I love it. And I love the little line and the gem detail. So that was everything for this first look. I think we should now get into the next one. I'm going to start off with the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Cream and Powder Blush Dual in Muted Mocha. I'm going to start off with the cream side first. And with that on my cheeks, I have everything on, foundation and all of that, and some cream bronzer. So we need some blush now. Let's see what this does. I feel like there's something in my eye right now. Oh, it's driving me nuts. Is it me or does this kind of have like a pinky look to it? I feel like I'm getting cat hair on my face. But anyways, I am going to just dab that on. It surprisingly has good pigment. I'm using like a stippling brush, by the way. That was from BH Cosmetics a while ago. And I did accidentally powder a bit, but they said the cream can be put on a powder. So I'm going to go into the powder side now and pop that over it. And this does have a glow to this powder, like a sheen. I did go ahead and throw on some bronzer from the Tarte Princess Ave palette that's in my project pan, and threw on some highlighter. This is the highlighter here that I have on, this goldeny one. It's in the Smashbox Halo Sculpt and Glow Face palette that I got, the Coral Saturation one from Ulta's sale that they did. I think it was 21 Days of Beauty. So now let's get into the palettes. I'm going to start off with the blue one. I can't remember the names. Oh my god, it's on the back. The Elevated Eyes palette. And I'm going to start off with probably this blue, or maybe, no, this blue. I'm going to start off with Glistening. And we're going to have like a winged out effect. I did prime my eyes already with the Glamlight Icing Eyeshadow Primer in Buttercream, and I did not set it the usual story. And I'm just gonna kind of create my shape. Now that I have that little shape, I'm gonna go into Elated with the very lightest blue matte that is in this palette, and I'm gonna go over the edge and just soften things up on everything, just to have a better blend. And then I'm gonna go into Striking, the deeper blue, and I'm gonna kind of just keep it right there on the outer corner and just kind of put it at an angle like that. Now we'll get into the Exquisite palette, and we'll go into the Magnificent shade, and we'll line the front part now with this little pencil brush. And now we'll get a brush, like more fluffy like this, and we'll go into Ostentatious, this shade right here. It's going to add some warmth to the look, and I'm going to use that to blend out the edge of that green and just soften things up. Get a nice little blend. Now I'm going to go ahead and run blue on the lower lash line part, so going back into the, Elevated palette, and I'm going to go back into Glisten and just run that on the bottom part, and I'll go over the edge with the darker matte. Now I'm going into Striking on the outer corner just to match up where I laid some of the depth on the top part, and then I will go into Elated to blend out the edge of this shade and lighten things up a little bit. I realized I wasn't recording and I started applying some of the Grand shade on the outer corner, and I did go ahead and use the Shine On Shimmer Shadow Enhancer from Cleona. I'll put a little bit more on so you can see it. I've been testing this out to really gauge how much I like the formula, but so far it's been really good, and shadows really grip on. Like, you can see it when you're like trying to take off the makeup. It takes a little bit more effort. So I just want you guys to see me, because I've been trying to like really finalize my thoughts on that for a future like ranking products I tried. But now I'm just adding a little bit more of Grand. It's a beautiful shade. And now we'll get into the green palette shimmers, and I'm going to maybe try to use all of them on the lid. So we'll start off with Superb, and let me just clean off the brush I was just using and go into that. I think that will work to kind of mesh in with the blue. To add a little bit of a gradient here. And now we'll go into Lovely, which this one has like a limey kind of goldeny vibe, and we'll put that in the front. Mesh that into that blue that we have in the center. Then we'll get into an inner corner moment, and I'm gonna get like a flat brush like this to apply the Exquisite shade in the very inner corner, where I did actually put some of that Shine On shadow. This one comes off more like silvery. Doesn't really have like a green shift or anything to it, which is totally fine. And we'll go back into this guy right here, and we'll go ahead and maybe use Sublime. This one right here in the middle as a brow bone highlight. Yeah. Just to add a little bit of fun little blue brightness up here. So that is it, I think, for the look. Let me just some of the shimmer fallouts. I don't really notice too much stain on the eyes, maybe just a little bit. So, I mean, it's definitely a palette you probably want to do your eye makeup first, or maybe like layer some setting powder underneath so it's easier to dust away any fallout. But I'm gonna go and like perfect the look some more, do my other eye, figure out something for the waterline, you know, mascara, liner, and all that, and something for my lips, and I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the final look. I just zoomed in so you guys could really see everything. The mattes, the shimmers are just so pretty, and I just love a good blue-green combo on the eyes. Two of my favorite kind of colors to wear. So pretty. Like, look at these shimmers and look at these mattes. Everything blended well, and both palettes performed really nicely. My cheeks are glowing and look really pretty with like a nudie flush. And I'm overall just impressed. But I really like Glaminatrix. I've never been really disappointed ever by their products. But the few things I did off camera, I went in with the KVD liner, the tattoo liner, to create a wing. For my waterline, I have the LA Girl Shockwave liner. This is one of their neon eyeliners, and electric to go with the blue down here. And then for mascara, I have the Milani Highly Rated mascara mixed with the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. And then on my lips, I have the Benefit Cream Puff shade. This is one of their Benettins. They're really nice. They're like a soft matte kind of finish. They're not fully transfer proof, but they're really comfortable and they feel good on the lips. And it leans a little bit more on the pink side, so that is what I'm wearing. I just wanted something a little bit more chill and nudie on the lips since I have so much color on the eyes, and I'm just really impressed. I mean, I knew I was gonna love this kind of look because these are the kind of shades I like to wear, and I knew it was gonna perform well. I think they did mention that these have like updated different matte formula, and they performed so nicely, pigmented and very blendable. And then the shimmers, I mean, are always stunning from Glaminatrix. So that was everything for this look. I think we should now get into the next one. going to get into the Secret Garden palette now from Beaute Bar, but first I'm going to put the Glaminatrix Cosmetics Think Pink blush on again, but this time I'm going to start off with the powder, then the cream, just to see what the different effect is. So I'm going to plop that on the cheeks. It's a beautiful cool tone pink. I love it. It's going to go perfect with the look that I'm about to do with the Secret Garden palette. And now I'm going to take this little stippling brush from was it So Keys, something like that, and I'm going to go into the cream now and top it over and do it that way and see. I mean, it says it's not going to lift up the not the foundation, the blush, the powder, so, and that you can do it this way, but that is how it would be if you wanted it to be layered with the cream instead. It would give more of like a dewy, slightly sheeny effect to the cheeks. Powdered up, highlighted up a little bit too. I went in with the DedeSignature Dazzling Bronze Highlighter for a little pinky glow. And now we can get into the Secret Garden palette. By the way, I did prime my eyes with the Glamlight Icy Eyeshadow Base. Did not set it. And I'm going to start off with, I think, this shade. Or do I want to start? No, I'm going to go with this one because I feel like it's the darkest shade in the palette. This is Lock and Key. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner and basically just doing a two-tone look and keeping it simple. So yeah, that has a good amount of depth. It's a very deep forest green. That's how I would describe this shade. And I'm just going to use that right there on the outer corner. I'm not going to take it in too much. I'm just kind of layering that on. I think I want to go a little bit into Enchanted. This is going to give it a little bit of a bluish hue, since this one's more like a teal. I'm just going to kind of go on the edge of that one, bring it a little further through the crease, like right there. So basically I'm going to do the same thing on the lower lash line and go halfway through with the Lock and Key, the first shade that I went in with. Just like right there. And then I will go over it with the Enchanted Tealy shade. Kind of mesh them together and connect up to the top. And then I'll take this little pencil-y brush and I'm going to diffuse the edges with Water Lily, this pastel limey green shade. And I'm just gonna graze it right there on the edge as well as on the lower lash line. It's gonna give some warmth, some limey goodness to the look. And it is a pretty pigmented pastel. So I'm just gonna do that just to get everything looking nice and diffuse and blend it. Now for the pink inner portion part, I'm gonna start off with the mask right here, this paint. And I'm going to use that in the front area through the crease. And just slowly build it. Ooh, that is so pigmented. Then I'll take Peony, this one right here, and use that to graze on the edge. I'm just using the same brush. And this is going to make it look more salmon-y because it's also quite warm. And it's lighter. It's honestly just going to end up meshing into that pink, but I just wanted to use that to soften things up. Then I'm going to do the same thing with like the green. I'm going to take it on the lower lash line in the front part now and just match that up. And there we go. Take it to the same point like it's up here. So we're just doing that fun little two-tone look. And then I'll take that Peony shade, the lighter pink one, and use that on the edge here. Now we can get into some shimmers. Going to go in with the Shine On Shimmer Shadow Enhancer from Cleona and the Bad to the Brow collab that they did. And I'm going to put that in the inner corner and just cover every area. So for sure, I think don't know, I kind of want to use this one. It has teal, but there's also purple, but it's a holochrome. So I'm just going to plop it right there in the outer corner here over where I have the darkest matte. It is definitely going to, like, you know, have a little bit of a purple shift, but it's fine. And then for the inner portion, I'm not sure yet what I want to do in the middle, but I know for the inner portion I want to go into Flora. Beautiful, very flaky pink shade, and just stick that right there. This does have like an orange kind of shift to it, and it is on the thicker side, so you want to be careful and not layer it up too much, but it's so vibrant. And then for the center part where they connect at, I'm gonna go into Butterfly, this kind of goldeny green, and I'm just gonna stamp it right there in the center over where the pink and the darker green metallic meet. It's gonna give it a little bit of a spotlight effect. Ooh, that was a perfect shade to put right in the center. So inner corner movement, I'm assuming the best option would be this light pink one, Daydreaming. And I'm gonna get a little brush, and I think I'm gonna wet it a bit just to limit some of the fallout, even though it probably will still have fallout because it is a flakier shade. And I'm gonna smooth it on right here. Right there. This one kind of has like a little bit of a blue shift going on, but it's fine. Maybe we should also go over it with some of Sun Showers. This one right here. Just to try to keep it more on the pink end. Yeah. Ooh, that made it really bright. It's a very, very light pink. I am going to go clean things up. Liner, you know, mascara, do the other eye, figure out a lippy, and just make this look all well put together. So I will go and do that, and I will be right back. All right, loves, I'm back, and here is the finished look. I went ahead and went ham with gems. I just bedazzled the hell out of my eyes. I was just in that mood today, and I just wanted to bring spring vibes and garden vibes with this look. So I added all these different shaped gems, like flowers, bows, little jewels. Let me lower the lighting just so I can really show you guys what I did. Do you see that? They're so cute. They're a bunch of gems that I've got from Amazon, and I want to get my little flashlight on my phone so I can try to show you guys the sparkle of these shades, the holochrome moment, the shifty goodness, the sparkle, the jewels. I just had so much fun doing that on my eyes. And honestly, you can get like so many different types of gems off of Amazon. Just put like nail gems is usually where you'll find a bunch of options. And I think it's so cute with like the butterfly right in the middle. Hopefully you guys like my little bedazzling that I did. And then for the rest of the look, I went in with this liner from Sephora. This is the matte lime green liner that they no longer sell, but I figured that would be fun in the waterline. And then for mascara, Milani, highly rated, the Benefit Fan Fest mascara. And then I found the perfect lippy. It matches the pink inner portion so perfectly, and I just love when I can get my lippy to coordinate exactly with my eye look. So I have the Unearthly Cosmetics Satin Lippy in Smooch. Isn't that the perfect color? I think this might have been in a mystery box, like a Valentine's Day one. I don't know if they sell this color individually, but it just pairs so nicely with this look. And I did use the KVD tattoo liner to create just a little bit of a line on the top here. And that is basically all I did off camera for this one. Oh my god, I love it. I'm going to have to film like another look because I'm just loving the extra bedazzlement that I have going on. But that was everything for the look with the Secret Garden palette and the Glaminatrix blush. So we can now get into the final look. the final look for this video, and we're going to jump into the Glaminatrix Muted Mocha Blush Duel. And I'm going to start off with the powder, like how I did with the last look, just to see the difference. The powder in here is really powdery, so a lot of kickback, but I'm just going to put that on first. And then put on the cream part. You see how that has a nice sheen? This would be a beautiful blush on its own too. And then I'm going to maybe tap the cream on top just to try a different method than using a stippling brush. And it says you can do this if you want more of a dewy finish with the blush. You can totally also use your finger, and it doesn't lift the powder up at all. So that looks pretty intense, but I'm going to fix that, do my other cheek, powder up, because I'm just not the girly to leave a dewy cheek moment, and I will be right back. Now that I'm blushed up, powdered, I put some highlighter on. I went in with the Dazzling bronzer highlighter from DedeSignature on the cheeks again, and we're gonna get into this Just a Taste palette. I'm gonna start off with Nocturnal Kiss, which is a deep brown, but I do feel like it leans kind of plummy, and I'm gonna put that on the outer corner right here, and I'm just gonna leave it in the outer corner. I feel like this palette overall is quite dark, so I don't want to bring too dark of shades in the inner portion, because there's not that much to work with in terms of, you know, lighter shades to add some contrast. Then I'm going to go in through the crease with Wicked Woods, this Sage shade, and I'm going to bring it through here and work it over the edge of the deeper shade as well. This one too leans on the darker side, so I'm gonna try not to make this look overly dark. I'm going to take Bare Bite, this yellow beige, very yellow leaning, and I'm gonna put it here, and I'm going to run it on the edge of the green too. Now for the lower lash line, I'm gonna go in with some of the purple. So I'm going to start off with Eternal Slumber. I'm going to use that on the outer edge here and like bring it in a little bit. I'm not going to bring it too far in because this is a pretty dark purple as well. And I did put some eye primer on the lower lash line for this to grip too. And then I'm going to take Forbidden Embrace, this gray purple, and lighten up the front, and also use that to blend the edge of this purple, this deeper purple. Get things a little more diffuse, softer. We're going to get into shimmers, and I did put some of the Shadow Enhancer from Clionadh and Bad to the Brow collection on the lids, and I'm going to use this brush and go into Dark Seduction, which is a very like deep satiny metallic. It's very smooth. It has a dark base to it. I'm assuming it has some kind of shift to it, but I'm gonna put that on the outer corner and kind of put it in at a diagonal. You could probably manipulate a shade like this through the crease as you can with like satins. And now we can get into the next shade. Thinking Mossy Grave. This one has kind of like a reddish base to it. I'm gonna just use my finger for this go around. Put that in the center. Ooh, yes. Giving some contrast, which is what we need against these darker mattes. And then I'm going to put Moonveil in the inner portion. This one right here, which is kind of like a silvery green, but I'm gonna plop it right there in the inner portion. I'm going to go in to the purple shimmer down here, purple metallic, called Fanged Charm. I'm gonna put some purple here on the lower lash line. Not totally in the front, kind of more in the center, because I'm gonna go with one more shimmer down here. I'm gonna take Haunted Heart, which it looks pink, but it has like a blue shift and like a lot of like bluey sparkle in it. And I'm gonna put that down here in the inner portion, just so that can be brighter. I'm going to try to make this yellow matte work as the inner corner, because I just love that in the inner portion. I kind of want it to be lighter though, you know, like a little bit more pastel. I'm going to take a little bit more of Moonlit Veil, which is, to me, I think the lightest shimmer in the palette. Wish it was even a notch lighter, but it leans on the cool tone side. And I had that yellow, so I wanted something a little bit more warm and bright in there, but it's okay. It's working, it's doing the job, and I still have my yellowy goodness there. So I think that's it for the look. Just layering over some more yellow. I think this is what we're gonna work with. I'm not gonna do anything else besides, you know, mascara, liner, something for the lips, something for the waterline, and see what I can come up with. And I will be right back to show you guys the completed look. All right, my loves, I am back, and here is the look. I did a little bit of stuff off camera, but nothing crazy, and I think it looks really beautiful. I'm loving it. So I'll lean in and I'll show you guys what I did. So I added like these little gold snakes and little yellow gems, because it is like a kind of vampire theme. And I don't know, I think of serpents when I think of vampire Halloween kind of themed things. So I put that on there just to add more emphasis on that yellow inner portion, and I really love it. Let me lower the camera a little bit so you guys can see. Maybe I should even put on my flashlight. I've been doing that lately, so you guys can like see if you can see the sparkle. I mean, these shimmers are really pretty and gorgeous, and then there's that inner portion. So I love how that added just a little bit of fun to the look. I just wanted something, I don't know, to vamp it up a bit, because it is overall on the darker end, but I think it came out really beautiful. So I used these little snake gems that I got off of Amazon. It's like a little packet full of like coffins and spiders and, you know, kind of Halloween themed gems. And then I added these yellow gems that came in a pack too from Amazon. As I always say, just look up nail gems or Halloween nail gems or whatever, and a bunch of things will come up on Amazon. And then for the rest of the look, I went in with this 24/7 Glide On pencil from Urban Decay in Voodoo, which I don't think they sell this anymore. And then I have the same two mascaras on, FanFest Benefit one and the Milani Highly Rated. Tight line with the Glam Light Chucky liner, and use the KVD tattoo liner to create a wing. And then for my lips, I went for a warm brown, which I have this one on from MAC. This is their 24-hour lip color in Posh, and I think it looks really good. Just more of a toned down look, so we can focus on the fun muted colors on the eyes. And that is it for what I did for this final look. And I love it. I think it's super cute. So I'm going to zoom out a bit and give you guys like my just first impressions on everything. So we're going to start off with the blushes from Glaminatrix. I actually think these are really, really nice, and I really enjoyed applying them. I think the powders were really pretty. I love the two colors that I picked up, the Think Pink. Such a beautiful, like, cool tone bubblegum pink that has been so popular. And then the Muted Mocha one, which I think this one's my favorite. It's a rosy brown shade. It gives that like bronzer kind of vibe, and I just love a more nudie blush. This one has a sheen to the powder. This one is just a matte powder in it, and you can use them either way. As you saw, you can go for more of a dewy finish if that's what you prefer. You can go for a more powdered finish. You can use them separately, use them together. So it's like getting 2 in 1 with these. And I like the formula. The cream part is very melty. As soon as you put your finger there, it like starts to melt. out. And it's definitely, I would say, more of a buildable formula, but you can get it nice and pigmented, or you can diffuse it if you prefer that as well. So they're not the most scary like cream blushes to go in, because I swear these days a lot of cream and liquid blushes are so pigmented that it can be a little daunting to put them on the cheeks, because it may take some time to like blend them out, or you might not be able to blend them out at all. But they do give you time, and they do stay dewy, the creamy part. So if you don't set it with a powder, I do feel like it will stay dewy on the cheeks. Maybe if you have drier skin, it might dry down more, but I'm oily skin type, so dewy things like to stay on my face. Now we'll get into the little mini monochromatic palettes from Glaminatrix. Now, are these the newest thing to the beauty world? Is there 1,000 monochromatic options out there? Yes. But do any of them have this amazing Glaminatrix formula? No. These are really good. I love the little color stories. I'm happy to have them. And I think that they might be discontinuing them, because I keep getting emails about these being discounted or 30% off, and I did get this on a discount too in a bundle, and then I got an additional discount, so maybe they're going away. But I like the little concept, and I think they're all beautiful. If you want a berry moment, you got this right here. All of them give you mid-tone, lighter, and deeper options, so you know you can do a completed look. I love the green one. I think the green one's probably my favorite one, but I love wearing greens on the eyes. It's my favorite colors to wear. And then I would say the second one is probably the blue, because these are also stunning as well. Such fun like sky blue colors. And I think you cannot go wrong with this nudie palette, which definitely leans more on the warmer side, but this is so travel friendly. I would totally take this on a trip with me if I just wanted to have a few nudes to go with all the other color that I would probably bring with me. So I think these are great options if you're looking for a smaller palette, or if you're wanting a monochromatic palette and it's not like overly huge. You get 6 shades, the perfect amount. There's no redundancy amongst the shades, and they're in that stunning like formula from Glaminatrix. Mattes are beautiful, the shimmers sparkly and extra gorgeous, and some of them are quite shifty. And now getting into the Secret Garden palette. I think it's beautiful. I really love Beaute Bar, and I'm not sure why I waited so long to finally pick this one up. Probably because I have a lot of, you know, color stories like this in my collection, and I do feel like I have a lot of Beaute Bar palettes that have greens in it and pinks and like these tones amongst the different ones that I have. But I just couldn't stop thinking about it, and I saw someone rave about this. It might have been like their #1 palette for 2024, and I was like, you know what, I'm sold. I need to have it. I want it in my life. And of course it lived up to my expectations for Beaute Bar. Great pigmented matte, beautiful shimmers. You get all these different foiled formulas in here, from holochromes, duochromes, and multichromes. I mean, they give you a lot to work with, and I think that's why their palettes are always on the pricier side, because they use shades that are more expensive to formulate, that's going to have all of that glitter and shine. Now, I do feel like this palette could have been sized down. I don't think it needed to be this big, and I don't think we needed this many greens. You know, at the end of the day, they're all going to start to look the same on the eyes, even though they have slightly different undertones. Did we need all these pinks? Did we need these 2 browns, these 2 kind of beigey shades? Maybe not, but maybe you like a lot of options. I think like if it was like this size, it would have been perfect like their other palettes, but I'm still happy to have all of the options in here, and it's a really beautiful one. So if this is your kind of color story, I think you would love it and enjoy it. You're not going to be disappointed with the formula from them. And then for the very last one, the Just a Taste palette from Unearthly. It's a little murky. It's a little bit on the darker side. It's giving a little bit of fall and Halloween all in one. And I think the tones are beautiful in here. You have a little bit of vibrancy with some of the shades, but overall it is muted. It is on the darker side, which is where I struggled a bit finding shades to brighten up the inner corner enough. Like even these lighter shades all have some kind of shift. Like this one right here is like a goldeny shade, but it has like a pink undertone to it. So when I try to put it like on my eyes or my lids, it ends up looking darker than I want it to be, and it wasn't like light enough to brighten the inner corner. The only one I really could use is this one right here, which is kind of like a silvery green, which works, but I wish it was like a light bright goldeny shade, like a bright pop or some neons or something to break up these overall more muted tones. So I do feel like all the shimmers have a more muted, darker shift to them. And then, you know, you have these beautiful saturated mattes. This one does actually work pretty well as an inner corner highlight. It can be built up. I'm sure if you mix this with like a light powder, a matte white, you could make it even lighter. So I appreciate having that one lighter matte in there. I'm happy because I feel like if that wasn't there, the look would be overall quite dark even in the inner portion. So I do feel like I'll have to probably pull in other palettes or single or a highlighter to give me the brightness I want in the inner portion. Now, if you have a deeper skin tone to me, then this might not be, you know, super dark to you, but with my skin tone, or if you're lighter than me, this is going to lean on the darker end for you. Anyways, that was basically all my thoughts. I think it's a beautiful color story. Muted grunge. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. And it is the usual good formula from Unearthly. The mattes were nice and pigmented. They have beautiful shimmers. Some have some extra sparkle in it. Some have some shifts to them. And I always enjoy Unearthly. And so that was my thoughts on all of the products. All the looks that I was able to create today. I had fun playing with these products and testing them out for you and creating these looks. But you guys would now have to let me know, what are your thoughts in the comments below? Did you purchase any of these products? Did you pass on them? What do you think of the looks? I would just love to hear from all of y'all. And if you're new here and you enjoy this video, you like a lot of fun, colorful makeup content, you like a lot on indie makeup and all that good stuff, then please hit that subscribe button and join this little family. Also, don't forget to check out the description below. I will have all the products linked today. I will also have my makeup link, like the foundation and everything that I use in case you're curious. I will have the video of me like doing the swatches and comparison on all of these like palettes and blushes. If you want to see that and haven't, that will be in the description, as well as my discount codes. I do have one with Beaute Bar. It's Beauty if you want to save some money off on any of their products. It is affiliated, so no pressure to use it, but it is there for your use. But I will also have my contact and my social media platforms linked. I'm also on Instagram as Breezy Lifestyle and Breezy_Beauty. So if you want to join my Instagram fam, I would really love that. But guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, for being here, for supporting my channel, being amazing. I just appreciate you guys all so much, and I hope all of you are doing well wherever you are in the world, and just sending you guys so much light and love. But until next time, bye guys.